Our Stan McNabb Automotive key matchups, we went over those earlier. We will go over those in the post-game show. I'm sorry, but we did put those out there on Facebook. You can check them out on Facebook. It is the key matchups. And, Pito, we did not list this as a key matchup this week. I was scared to. I am so superstitious I was scared to. And it was a Thursday night game, too. Coffee County at Warren County. But really, after the week that Coffee County had against Columbia and Warren County had a little momentum, that had to be a key matchup going into last night's game.
Yeah, and that had turned into a nice little rivalry until Coffee County slide in the last couple of years, and I'm glad to see maybe that's back on the uptick with these two new coaches.
Yeah, and it was pretty heated there, and let's not tease it anymore. Let's get Coach Ryan Sulkowski in on the broadcast. Coach Ski, that game felt like a rivalry game, even though it wasn't a district contest last night, didn't it?
Man, rivalry is a key term. I mean, we're at neighboring counties. You know, it's a game that, and I tell you what, it's sad to say, but rivalry being we're two programs trying to dig out. And that made it more of a rivalry as far as I'm concerned. And, the kids played hard on both sides, and Coach has those guys going in, the right direction as well. And I say as well, I like to think we're moving that way. And, it was just bottom line. We made the one play that decided the game. And, it's good to be on the winning side. Kids are excited, community is excited, and especially, our student body, which I can't speak enough about.
Well, first of all, and Pito just mentioned this to me off air, this is your first time on Friday Night Thunder. Welcome in, my friend. I've had you on the coach's show several times, and you've been on Pito's show. You've been on everything on this radio station except for Friday Night Thunder, so welcome in.
Well, I was going to joke you, but you immediately, just took me in. I was going to joke you and say, thanks for having me. I've been here, 8-9 months, and you're right here in town. And of course, now I finally get invited. But,
you got to win.
I was going to say it.
Hey, we'll take it, man. I mean, popularity contest. I got toilet paper in my tree in the front yard.
Yeah, I know.
So
Congratulations, buddy.
I appreciate it, man.
And listen, and Pito and I were both there at the game last night, and Thursday night games are tough, I guess, in a lot of different ways, but we don't ever get to get out of the studio on Friday nights, and it was great to watch a game, and what a great game to watch. You and your staff did a great job, and the only thing I'm going to say about the officiating is referees that have very good hearing usually are not very good referees, I think.
I'll put it this way. And it's the best way I can put it is, I really think in our 4 games, the officiating has been, very well done. I disagreed with one call, and thank goodness this isn't the SEC or any other conference. A sideline warning on a 4th and 15 probably would have been sufficient. It wasn't a major infraction, but, I respect, I talked to the White Hat, we talked it out during the timeout, and I just, we're all men, but my thing is, don't take it away from the kids, unless somebody just comes and cusses you out, I mean, and that didn't happen, that's not what our staff is about. Bottom line is, that was a critical play. I voiced my displeasure, but I didn't believe it warranted the 15 yards to give them a first down inside the 20. And bottom line, I mean, were we wrong? Yes, we tell the kids to do right, but in that situation, I believe it could have been handled differently. But, I respect, man, those guys go out, and you know this, man. I mean, my daughter, Doxy, she's, Daddy, those zebras, were they mad at you?
We've already talked about that.
What's that?
We've already talked about that on Facebook. That's some good stuff, buddy.
Oh, man, I love it.
Well, this is Friday Night Thunder. Dennis Weaver, Josh Peterson with Ryan Sulkowski.
Yeah, folks that didn't hear last night, Coffee County beat Warren County 28-27 in overtime. Coach, talk us through that overtime series. You were able to score with the ball first. Warren County, when they scored, any doubt in your mind that they were going to go for two in that spot? It seemed like it was probably the logical thing to do.
Yeah, and I've heard it from both sides. I mean, my staff, my father, why'd they go for two? My older brother who was listening last night, he's a sports director down in Savannah, Georgia, and it was the right choice. And Coach did exactly what I thought he would. I would go for two in that situation at home, knowing defensively they were gassed, and I think the mindset was and I'm not tooting our horn, they couldn't stop us at that point because defensively they were tired. I mean, we pounded 55 rushes.
Yeah.
And I mean, we pounded the ball, and so I would have done the same thing in his situation. And bottom line, we go with the play call. First down, we knew. I told Mill, I said we're gonna run it on your backs, and then second down, I'm not gonna be shy. Alante called his own number. I gave him the play call. He did his own thing. It worked. And he came with some, excuse on the silent. They were blitzing. I was doing this. I said, all right, man, we'll let it slide this time. And, we got in the end zone and, extra point. We had one block. It was just a matter of, let's go with it. We know Cole Hawkins is a great kicker, and we knew we could get the extra point. But, yeah, I mean, bottom line, they got in the end zone, and I figured they would go for two, and they did. And Mill Harner made just a great stop, on the goal line there for the 2-point conversion. And, it gives us first win in 23 months, man. You talk about a monkey off your back.
Well, the thing that impressed me is I went up and Coach Horn, who's been there for that streak, the look of relief on his face, and Coach McWhorter, those guys, Coach Barlow, they'd been through it, and their look of genuine joy equaled the look that the kids had. So, congratulations to you guys, and you get a lot of heat when they lose, and I know that you like to deflect a lot when you win. And congratulations on that, folks that want to hear that game again. Maybe you went to the game and didn't get a chance to listen to Lucky's call, or you want to relive it again. We're going to have that on Thunder Radio coming up at 6:50. I think is when we're going to start the broadcast. And Ski, I guess you're at home tonight, right?
I'm at home, man. Today's a family day.
Good deal. You earned it.
Hey, man, hopefully with the rebroadcast, when the clock shows it's 8 minutes and something, you're trying to guess whether it's a minute 52 or 52 seconds. Hopefully it doesn't pick up what I said, because the officials knew, and I think there's some people in the stands that knew. That's not me. I apologize. That was not... that's not the way I do things.
Well, again,
but it was frustrating on a 2-minute drive at the end of the quarter to guess how much time is on the clock.
Yeah, and I know that Coach Smith's got his hands full of a lot of things that they're working on up at Warren County, and the clock needs to get on that list, doesn't it?
Well, you know what, clock's one thing. There's some great kids over there, and I made it a point to get with their quarterback and just I told him, I said, trust your coach. Y'all are in the same position we are. Trust your coach. Back your coach. He's putting you in a position to be successful. And you know what? Lo and behold, that was in the post-game handshake, and I'm laying there with Doxy eating a Wendy's cheeseburger after the game, loading the buses, and that young man comes over and he says, "Coach, I appreciate what you said." Yeah. And I mean, that speaks volumes. That means somebody's doing something right over there. I can't brag enough. I brag enough about our kids. I always again, I brag about other people's kids when they do right. And that young man came over, and that made my night, actually, out of everything, because that kid's a competitor. He wanted to win. We all want to win. And, coach is doing a good job over there. He's doing a great job over there. They're on the upswing too.
Yeah.
They're in the same situation. And you know what? Bottom line is, we all want wins, but put the kids in perspective. And when you care about the kids, that's when you know you have something going on. And that's what we're always going to do. We're going to respect the people that do well, and we're going to praise our kids when they do well, and defend them when they don't. You know me well enough.
I do that. Hey, buddy, I got to run. I'll see you tomorrow morning on the Coffee Coaches Show, and bring your mug. I forgot to tell you, it's not dishwasher safe, by the way.
I didn't assume it was.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah, I saw the sticker. I'll wash it out.
Right.
It doesn't matter if it's dirty. I don't know what Heather did with it, but we're going to dig it out. I'll bring it with me, brother.
All right, take care. We'll talk to you in the morning. Thank you, Betty.
Sounds good. Thanks, Woody.
All right. Those folks that are listening on Thunder Radio want to remind you that the WMSR broadcast of last night's game is coming up as soon as we come out of this commercial break. For everybody else that's still on the network listening in, we will talk to you in the post-game show. It comes up at 9:30. The executive producer of Friday Night Thunder is Rob Clutter. The director is Brian Markham. The associate engineer, Keith Kinzer. Our scoreboard producer is the steak-eating Danny Catalano. Telephone and stream producers Hayden Profit. The scoreboard host is Josh Peterson, and I'm Dennis Weaver. Thanking you for listening to this edition of Friday Night Thunder.